so to get started, what we need to do first is you need a spandex cap, your frontal, and of course your bundles. This hair is from Hair Villa. They are at AliExpress store, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a lace frontal wig from their hair. And the first thing you also need are T-pins, which is just the shape of a T, and they hold everything in place for you. So the first thing you want to do is lay your frontal on the wig, and I like to leave 2 inches. So this is the cap right here. I like to lay my frontal 2 inches above my cap. This is gonna give you that extra room that you need when making your lace frontal, and also it'll help with the fit around the perimeter as well. So you wanna make sure that when you're laying your lace frontal, you wanna make sure that it is as flat as possible. And this is what the T-pins are for. So you wanna make sure that the end of both sides are literally as flat as possible. And that way, when you go to sew down, it won't be any lumps or any spaces or creases in the lace. And I also like to make sure that it is centered as well on the cap. You don't have to. It just basically helps with the cutting of the lace afterwards. I mean, not the lace, the cap. When you go to cut the cap off, which will be shown later, I'm going to just start sewing the lace down. And to be sure that it is secure, I like to knot it. So basically I'm going to be looping the thread. So I put the thread around the needle. I'm gonna do that twice, like so, and then I'm gonna pull it to make it a knot. And this is going to secure that lace. So I'm gonna move it closer just so you guys can see. It is knotted already. And then when you go to sew down your lace, you wanna make sure that it is really close together, because that will secure the frontal to the cap. And then with some of this leftover string, I'm going to knot it. And this will secure your frontal to your cap. Okay, so now you have successfully sewed down your lace frontal to your cap. And then you're just gonna take out the T-pins because we're gonna use these to sew our bundles to the cap. So we're just gonna keep our T-pins, they look like this, and then we're gonna sew our bundles to the cap. And just so you guys can get an idea of how it should look, I'm just taking the hair out of the 2 twists that I put it in, just to keep the hair out of the way. And literally, it's on the cap. Like it's on your cap. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys how I sew on the bundles. Literally, it's really, really simple. If you know how to do a lace closure wig, then you know how to do a lace frontal wig. It's super, super easy. This is a 22-inch deep wavy. Alrighty, so this is Hairvilla's 22-inch. Looks like this. And the hair is really, really pretty. I have like minimal shedding so far with this hair. The frontal actually does shed a lot in my opinion. So just to look out for that, this hair does shed. This is a 16-inch frontal. This is deep wavy as well. And then I have a 20-inch and then an 18-inch. So I'm gonna start with my 22-inch because that is the longest length, and of course that goes in the back. We're going to be doubling the wefts. So I'm just gonna take it apart. Okay, so what I'm gonna be doing is, it's already doubled as it was rolled up. So I am just going to literally just be taking this apart. So I'm just gonna be unrolling it. And then I'm going to be using this doubled. So I'm not using a single weft, I'm using 2 wefts. And I'm going to be taking one of those T-pins. And the first thing I'm gonna do is put it into both of the wefts. And then I'm going to stick it on the side where I'm gonna be starting. So I'm going above where that spandex part is. I'm gonna be placing that above that. Now you definitely don't have to, but I like to just so I have a more secure fit along the band. And then I'm just going to place that all the way around. And then use another T-pin and make sure that it's in both wefts. Just like that. And then we're gonna start to sew this whole bundle doubled. So we're gonna sew that, and we're just gonna do the fold over method and just keep going along until we get to the next bundle, which we'll be doing single. No, so after you get done with your double wefts of the length in the back, which is your longest length, you are single wefting now, and you're gonna be sewing this down. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this unit, and then I'll show you guys the finished wig. And then I'm doing the same fold over method that I was doing in the back. So I'm literally just folding the weft over. And I'm gonna take the pin that's right here, take that out, and pin right here. And I'm doing these wefts close together so there's really no gaps. And if there is a gap, it's only gonna be like a finger length gap, but I just wanna show you guys basically the gap that's in between. So you really won't have much of a gap. So this is literally the space of the gap from that 20 inch to the 18 inch. And I space it out just because everyone's head is different in measurement wise. So I like to be sure that this wig still has some room to stretch. So I don't literally put my wefts on top of each other or make them really close together, because I do like to have some type of spacing just so the cap can basically expand. And then when I get to the last piece, I'm going to be sewing this piece, so the very last weft, into the lace. So to demonstrate really quickly, so my needle is going through the lace because I'm trying to connect these two. And that's pretty much it. Then I'm gonna cut the rest of this hair that's right here because I'm done with the wig. So, okay, so now that the wig is done, we're gonna cut the cap that's underneath. So we're gonna cut the spandex that is literally underneath our lace. So I'm literally just pulling the wig back all the way to where my threading began. So all the way around here, we're just gonna snip it off because we don't need it, because that's what we have the lace for. And then sometimes I like to keep the spandex band that I cut off just to use as a band inside of the cap. That way you don't have to buy elastic bands. And then I'm just gonna fold this right back over. And then I'm gonna move the cap back. And there you have your wig.